My abusive mother beat and hospitalized me. I want to make sure she faces the consequences. Ever since I, 18F, was young, my mother would put hands on me. I'm talking she laid the smack down on me with the fury of 1,000 suns. She would use belts, wires or hangers, anything she could get her hands on, she would use. She would do this if I did something as simple as dropping a plate or spilled my drink aged 10. The final straw occurred when she started laying hands on me when I got home from school because she thought I was having intimacy in my high school bathroom with seniors after school because I was late coming home. I was a freshman at the time. She lost it completely and was throwing pots and pans at me, snatching my weave, clobbering me in the face. After a blow I fell and hit the back of my head on the stove. It got to a point where I couldn't take it anymore and pulled a blade on her. She charged at me anyway and I had to swing it. She now has a scar on her chin. This landed my siblings and I in the custody of CPS. I then ended up in the custody of my grandmother about 2 hours away permanently while my mother worked hard to regain custody of my other siblings after about 1.5 years of them being in the custody of a different family member. She stopped talking to me for a couple of years, but as time went by, we started building a relationship back up again as I wanted to forgive her. It took some time but we got there. This year I moved back into my mother's and agreed to help her out with work. After about 5 months living with her and my younger siblings, I was home one day getting ready to go on a hike with my aunt. As I was walking out of my room to depart on my trip, all hell broke loose. My mom lost her mind completely and laid hands on me for about 15 minutes straight. She dragged me on the floor, clawed my face, started slamming my dome on the floor, socked me in the ribs while pinning me on the floor by my hair, pulled my hair to drag me around, slapped me around, threw objects at me. Even when I tried to leave, she just wouldn't stop. It was like the Undertaker going up against a low-card nobody. I didn't fight back. I know it's hard to believe, but I just couldn't. I froze. All of my siblings were there watching. I didn't want them to see that. They didn't deserve to see that. They were crying and shaking in a corner just watching it all unfold. My younger brother had to ultimately get in between me and my mom to get her to stop. When I left the house, my aunt asked my mother why she did it and my mother said it was because she saw me flip her off on my way out of the house, which is completely false. I ended up in the ER because of a throbbing headache and pain all throughout my body and constant nausea. I walked out with a grade 1 concussion, bruised ribs on both sides, horrible scratches on my face and body aches and bruises that lasted for days and a strained lower back. My family was on my side for about a day, but then I started getting calls from my mom's parents, her sisters, and her cousins begging me to not press charges on my mother. Their reasons being, at the end of the day she's still your mom, who's going to watch your siblings, she just got a really good job, don't ruin it for her. You only get one mother in this lifetime. Remember that I don't know what to do, my whole family is making me feel so bad about it, but if this were anyone else, I would not hesitate to press charges.